Alright guys, what is going on? BusterBarnes here, bringing you my match preview of Chelsea's trip to St James's Park against Newcastle United. A bit of a bogey fixture for us. This has been the last God knows how many seasons, so it's going to be a tough game, but hopefully we can pick up the win. In this video I'm going to be giving you my team news from Frank Lampard's press conference, and as always giving you my predicted lineup and my predicted score as well. So if you guys are looking forward to that and are excited for Chelsea to be back after this 2-week international break, please be sure to hit that like button and comment down below your predictions for the lineup and the score as well, and be sure to subscribe for more Chelsea FC content. Right, so team news. Frank Lampard did confirm 2 omissions from the squad, and that is going to be Christian Pulisic, who has not fully yet recovered from that injury he did pick up. I believe he was actually flown out to the USA squad, but did not actually feature for them. I mean, I don't know why they bothered flying him out if he wasn't fit, but God knows what was going on there. Thiago Silva II, as he has just come back from international duty with Brazil, and the flight is just, I guess at his age, a bit too much for him to be playing this game against Newcastle. Comes a little bit too quick for him. So those are 2 fairly big omissions. I mean, we've been without Pulisic for pretty much the entirety of the season so far. Thiago Silva, though, has been showing some solidarity in that defence and has really improved it since coming in. So maybe it makes us a little bit more nervous for the Newcastle game, but I will be getting into who I think will be starting. But Newcastle have not had the best start to the season. They have picked up maybe 1 or 2 wins. They did pick up obviously that draw away against Tottenham, maybe a bit more set up against the bigger teams with Steve Bruce as their manager. However, they did just lose 2-0 to Southampton, so I mean, I guess there's no shame in that considering we only drew with them. But yeah, not on the best form, so hopefully we can continue our form and pick up a win. So getting into my predicted lineup for Frank Lampard's 11, and it makes it a little bit difficult now we've gone back from an international break. There were a few minor injuries. There were also a few players who got played quite a lot as well. But if I'm going for just a prediction, not what I want or not what I'm sort of hoping for, if I'm just going for what I think will actually happen, I'm going to obviously go for Edouard Mendy in goal. No news really from him about injuries or anything like that. He is our starting goalkeeper. Has just really improved the defence since coming in. Has been, I mean, pretty much just a good keeper. And I don't even know if he's an amazing keeper or a great keeper, but just the difference from him compared to our other 2 is just crazy how much that has improved our team and the confidence in our back line as well. So he is obviously going to be starting for us in the centre of the goal. Going to left back, I am going to put Ben Chilwell in there. He did have a little bit of a scare for England in their second game, I believe, against Belgium. He did have a bit of a back spasm, I think. He was on the bench though for them against Iceland, didn't feature, but I think Lampard was hopeful that he was fine and recovered. There were some pictures of him in training as well with the team, so you'd like to think that he is hopefully 100% fit for the game. And yeah, just again, sort of like how Mendy is compared to Kepa and Caballero, and Chilwell compared to Emerson and Alonso is just a lot better. So really hope that he will be starting that game. Going on to right back is going to be Reece James. He only featured in the first game for England due to suspension of the other 2. Had a good performance for them, and I think that he's been really good for us. I think really probably our most maybe underrated player this season, I think, so far, because everyone's obviously talking about the new signings, how players have improved the defence like Silva and Mendy and that, but I think Reece James has really put in a lot of great performances for us so far. And if you guys have been keeping up to date on my player of the season point scoring system, I believe he's in second place for me, because he's just really had some good consistent performances for us in defence. So yeah, he's going to be at right back, continue to keep Azpilicueta out of the starting 11. However, maybe there's more of a chance we'll see Azpilicueta now if Thiago Silva's not starting for that bit of leadership, but I'm not too sure. Let me know down below what you guys think of that. The centre-backs now, again, no Thiago Silva, so this is interesting. I'm going to go with Kurt Zouma, obviously, as one of them. He's been the one starting next to Silva. Started, I believe, most of I'll get, or more games than any of our other centre backs so far this season. Maybe has looked a little bit shaky in his last few games, but overall has just been a beast. Didn't look shaky before the last few games either. Just very consistent, likes to defend, likes to score some goals from headers as well. His aerial percentage win rate is ridiculous. He just needs to keep improving, keep playing, and I'm sure he will be starting this game against Newcastle. But now his partner, now I know a lot of people will be saying that Tomori needs to start, and to be honest, I want him to start as well, guys. I think that it's very confusing how he's not sort of ahead of Rudiger in the pecking order. Maybe it's to do with the wages or the money or the fact that Rudiger brought in Kai and Timo. I mean, to be honest, I think Rudiger's better than a lot of people give him credit for. I do think that the Chelsea fan base is a little bit harsh on him, but I would be starting Tomori. However, because it's a prediction, I am going to be going with Rudiger to start next to Zuma. Obviously, it'll be a bit more scary now watching this Chelsea game with no Thiago Silva. You may be a bit more worried. At least Edouard Mendy is still in goal. I mean, it'd be a lot more scarier if it was Kepa who was in goal. But yeah, I think that hopefully that should still be enough to beat Newcastle. Rudiger, I think, is decent. He does add a little bit of leadership as well, but he's a bit more vocal than maybe our other defenders. I do not want to see Christensen starting. I saw him training in the picture of Chilwell. I really hope he is not starting. That will fill me with a lot of dread, guys. A Zuma-Christensen partnership is not what this team needs. But if I am going to give you guys the formation that I'm going for, I'm just going to stick with the 4-3-3. I think we need to stick with that. It's worked the last few games. And I think that we need to get the players used to a system. We need an identity, and I think that could be it. With that said, N'Golo Kante is going to be starting in the central defensive midfielder spot. I don't think he played all 3 games for France, which is good, getting a bit of a rest. He did actually score for them over the break, I do believe. And yeah, it just looked very good. He had Diogo Jota in his pocket, I did see from the highlights against Portugal. And yeah, obviously he just needs to start at CDM. That mobility really is key for us. Jorginho may be struggling a bit against the faster midfielders or when our players are playing the ball over him. So yeah, Kante was really good against Burnley, really good against Sheffield, and hopefully he can continue that to this game against Newcastle. But the other 2 midfielders, one I'm going to go for is Kai Havertz. He missed the international break because he did test positive for coronavirus. He's back now, he's fit. Obviously he had to go through some individual training to get back to match fitness, but I don't think that should stop him from being able to start. Obviously, I'm sure he was keeping fit at home, and also it's only been 2 weeks, so hopefully he'll be all right to start. So he will be on the right. Now, I had a little bit of a debate about the other spot, just because Mason Mount has started all 3 games for England in the internationals, which I was a little bit annoyed about. Like, why he's got to start all 3, I don't know. I appreciate the job is hard though. So and Southgate obviously trusts him and mates him, which is good, but yeah, maybe wouldn't have wanted him starting all 3 games, but hey ho, that's what has happened. Kovacic, I'm not sure if he's started all of the games. He did actually score 2 in Croatia's last game. That doesn't make me think that he's got improved in his attacking phase. I mean, that could just be coincidence. But either way, I had to pick one of them, and I am going to pick Mason Mount still, because obviously, jokes aside, he's Frank Lampard's child. Obviously, he does love playing him. But also, I was thinking, you can give him a rest against Rennes, maybe. I think maybe the Rennes game is seen as a little bit of a less important game than the Newcastle one in terms of what they mean. I mean, Rennes will obviously be without one of their players who got sent off in the last game. Also, I think we sort of dominated them and did quite well, so I think that if you're going to rest Mount for one of those games, maybe against Rennes, and I mean, it's not like Kovacic or other centre-mids are bad backups anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I don't really mind who I see in that centre-mid spot, but I am going to predict it is Mason Mount. Getting onto the front 3, obviously Pulisic is not fit yet. Hudson-Odoi had a decent outing in the under-21s, but I still don't necessarily think we're going to see him start yet. I do think we should see him start one of the 2, though. I do think either away against Rennes or this game against Newcastle, Hudson-Odoi should get a chance to start. However, I am going to go with the front 3 of Timo Werner on the left. Now, as you guys know, I don't really like him there. However, he has still provided some goals there, so fair play to him. Scored against Sheffield and Burnley. And he does get in good positions and make good runs. The only issue is I just don't think his creativity is there. A lot of passes, going to the opposition players, which, I'm not blaming him. It is him being put on the wing by Lampard, but I don't necessarily love seeing him there, but I don't think it's awful, basically, is what I'm saying. And obviously with Pulisic out, Lampard does want to, add some other players. And I think it's more of a dilemma between Lampard of who starts out of Abraham and Hudson-Odoi, whether it's out of who starts out of Hudson-Odoi and Werner, if you guys know what I mean. So I do think Werner will be on the left. I think on the right we'll see Hakim Ziyech. Hopefully can continue his form from previously before the international break. Got some goals, some assists, some man of the match. I think he might have got 3 man of the matches. I think he got them all against Krasnodar, Sheffield and Burnley. I think he was man of the match in all of those games, which is crazy. Hopefully he can continue that. I think he did decent again for Morocco in the international break. So, still scoring some goals, hopefully keeping up that form. He will be crucial for these sorts of games as well, when we're against low block teams that will want to sit back. His creativity is going to be very crucial to us winning these games. Up front I'm going with Tammy Abraham, really another underrated player. I said Reece James was the most underrated player for us this season. It might be Tammy Abraham, to be fair. The case could definitely be made. Goal contributions in a bunch of his last games. His hold-up play has really improved. He got the goal against Sheffield, obviously got an assist against Burnley. I think his all-round game is really improving, and it's really nice to see how, he's not just going to lay down and sit back now that Timo Werner's come up. He's going to, push people out the team, whether that be Werner, whether that be other wingers, and Werner goes out wide. Abraham's fighting for his place. He looks like he wants it as well, and it doesn't look like there's any unrest in the team either. It looks like everyone's getting on great and really enjoying playing together, whether, they might miss a few games here or there. Everyone seems like they're up for it and really want to improve this team this season, which is absolutely awesome, guys, and it's what we do love to see. So that's going to be my starting lineup. Please let me know yours in the comment section down below. If I'm going to give a score prediction for this game, I think it's going to be tough. I think, like I said, Newcastle are a bit of a bogey team against us. I think we've only won once in probably our last, I don't know, 5 or 6 visits there. It might even be more. We do not win at St James's Park that often. That is a fact. So I do think it will be tough. So I'm going to probably go with, I think, 2-1. I think that if Thiago Silva's not starting, maybe that makes it a bit more likely we'll concede the goal. But I think with Ziyech and with players running in behind, we should hopefully have enough to win this game and get 2 goals. So I'm going to go with a 2-1 win to Chelsea. Let me know your scorers or results in the comments down below. If I'm going to go for who's going to score the goals for Newcastle, I'll go with Callum Wilson, because another bogey team that we used to have was Bournemouth, who have now gone, but obviously one of their strikers has moved to Newcastle, who's another bogey team of ours. So I'll go for Wilson to hit the double and be a former Bournemouth player for Newcastle and get his goal against us. But the goal scorers for Chelsea, I'm going to go for Tammy Abraham and Timo Werner to get a goal each in this game. Might be a penalty, I'm not too sure, but either way, those will be my goal scorers and my result. Let me know in the comments below yours, guys. I do hope you did enjoy this preview, and if you are excited for the Premier League to resume, please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more Chelsea FC content, as well as FPL content and FIFA 21 content as well. I do hope you guys have a nice day. Hope you enjoy the weekend, and I'll see you next time.